Hello, my fabulous friends. Stephanie here, live from my home office today. Happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to give an update from the Yancey County Community meeting that I attended Thursday night. I noticed there were not a lot of folks there, which made my heart sad because I was really hoping y'all would come and get this information because it matters so very much. I feel after living through this process and being part of this process for the last, 4 months, I don't know, how long has it been? 120 days, forever. It feels forever. There's so much misinformation out there. The news will report one thing, but the reality of what we are dealing with here in Yancey and Mitchell County is completely different. And I was reminded of that this morning when I had shared a post. Some of my friends down in 19W just now have the power company on the way, hopefully to restore their power. Just for example, my home was only without power for 27 days. My neighbors have been without power for over 120 days. And so I had shared that post and someone started talking about, thank you FEMA, thank you this, thank you that. And I was like, maybe I do need to go ahead and share the notes from the community meeting so people really know, what is being told versus what our reality is. It's totally different. So I'm going to go through these community notes. It was a very long meeting. It was like a 2.5-hour meeting. Hopefully I can make it much quicker than that by hitting all the high points. I just sit and take notes the whole time. So hopefully I have them all for you. I definitely try to get the most main important stuff. So let's get started. My favorite pastor, assistant fire chief, and deputy sheriff gave our prayer to start us off. Thank you, Bradley Boone. It was beautiful, as it always is. Then Jeff Whitson, our commissioner chair, was speaking. He spoke for a long time. I'm really proud of Jeff. Definitely, this was the 5th community meeting. He has definitely evolved since the first community meeting. Very blunt, very to the point, this is what is happening. And I was very happy to see that. We need to know the truth. We need to understand what our community members and our community leaders are dealing with and going through this process. And they told us all about it, and I was very thankful to hear it. So the first thing he did do is go ahead and announce Jeff Howe's retirement. Jeff Howe has been over the emergency management response team. And so Jeff is going to be retiring. They have already interviewed for his replacement, although Jeff will stay on for a little while. His replacement has been hired, will be announced soon, and he will stay on to train him as there's a lot to get him up to speed. Hi, Randall. Thank you for joining me. So then they, of course, announced no disruptions or you will be removed. And this meeting was strictly and only to discuss the storm and long-term recovery, But then, no, there was a lady that stood up with a baby and said because of her baby, she should have a right to talk and wanted to talk about something else. That was weird. They stopped her from that, and I was very proud of them for doing that because she was definitely very difficult. I wanted to stand up and deal with her. I was like, really, lady? You're not? Anyway, doesn't matter. So, this was our 5th town hall meeting. And also April Wilson was there. She's our Yancey County Public Information Officer. She's lovely. I'm very proud of her. And they gave thank yous to all the peoples, and that was really wonderful. So there was an emphasis made on the long-term recovery process. And I think that's most important for everybody to understand, as this is going to be a very long-term recovery process. Like I just mentioned, I have friends down 19W just now getting maybe power. They just only finished building their road a couple weeks ago, and that's a main road. It's Highway 19. So sorry if you hear my bird talking in the background. He gets a little excited on Sunday mornings with the sunshine. So the emphasis on the long-term recovery process, and that we must follow protocols to be able to get the state and federal funding, and that this funding can be very perplexing. This is very important information so that y'all understand all the things they're having to deal with. It's extraordinary. This is in relation to our roads, our infrastructure, and our housing. They said they have met with representatives that have come multiple times from state and federal levels. And all of them have said, even folks that have dealt with disasters, that's been their career, that's what they've always done, this is the most unique disaster folks have ever dealt with. There are no standards to follow. So right now for Yancey County, a new book is being written on how to handle extraordinary, unimaginable natural disasters. That's what we have here. That's what we're dealing with here. And I don't think folks understand how bad it is. And Jeff did say, all have lost some and some have lost all. And that is a very good and accurate statement as to what we have been dealing with here, what our neighbors are dealing with, what our community is dealing with. Because we all did. Everybody lost something, and some of them lost everything. And so that is why this has been so bad. And they will continue to work towards, I don't know, I didn't write the rest. So what they did say, which I thought was really powerful, is don't sit back and depend on the government to fix it. Keep asking questions and work towards getting your home and your property and everything back together. Made me feel like the government's not coming. And then a lot of people have said to me, well, it's not the government's job. That gets me on a whole nother tangent. They didn't say that in the community meeting, but they were very adamant to emphasize, don't sit back and wait for help to come. You have to be active in your own recovery. And there are organizations that are doing everything they can to assist through that, okay? This was kind of exciting news, though. So with an update on property taxes, Danny McIntosh is the tax guy for Yancey County. And, the commissioners are very limited on what they can do to change taxes. That's all done at a state level and comes down to them. However, January through May of 2025, folks can appeal their taxes and get the values changed if they suffered damage and losses. So that's real exciting, really, really exciting that we can start that process again. So for Yancey County, we recently had, they had reassessed our taxes in 2024. Well, we had spent a couple months of 2024, I did as a realtor, doing comparative market analysis, which is, it's not like an appraisal, but it's like a very condensed, here's another similar like property, here's what it sold for. And so we're getting comparables for sold property to people. We did that all in 2024. Now we get to do it again. I'm very excited about that. I do think it's going to be difficult to get comparatives, though, since the storm. I talked to one of my attorney friends, one of my attorneys that handles most of my transactions, because I had to call her and say, hey, I've got to start selling real estate again. Are you still my team member? Because I love her, and she's always been fantastic in helping my clients through the process of purchasing a home. And she said, Steph, I'll be so thankful because I've only closed 1 or 2 deals in Yancey County since the storm. So I think we will have a really difficult time getting comparatives for the market analysis, but I'm still very thankful and excited that we can go through and have an appeal process from now until May of 2025. And that is going to go through Danny McIntosh at the tax office. So they did talk about a little bit of what this is going to mean. The county knows that our values here are going to drop significantly. They think we could face a deficit of $100 to $150 million, and this could mean a shortfall up to $5 million in our budget. So this will be a significant tax reassessment, and I'm thankful they're doing that because our taxes just went up significantly. So especially for folks that have been affected, we will be able to get those back down, and I'm very thankful for that. All right, so then they talked about the trash. Pre-storm, they were servicing about 80 to 85 tons daily. Now they are processing over 200 tons of trash daily. Now that could be because of distribution sites like mine that we were running. Y'all know we had a trash problem for a long time. A lot of trash was created. So they are working through all of that. They are asking everybody to please be patient with them. The trash facilities also have guidelines, state guidelines they have to follow. And if they don't follow them, they also are held accountable and can have fines and different things. So they are working very hard to be able to process all the additional trash. Here in Yancey County, we have convenience centers. Those convenience centers then rotate and take that to the dump. And so they're doing their best. So pretty please be kind. Most of the folks running those convenience centers are our friends. They are our neighbors, and they are retired elderly gentlemen. Pretty please be kind to them. They are my friends. So the Endurance, they did give an update. A company called Endurance is coming to help alleviate / clean up the transfer stations that are heavily regulated. We currently are unpassable with regulations at this moment, so please be patient. They are looking to possibly rebuild the B-Log facility and the Pensacola facility. We definitely have a trash problem. Even Jeff was like, we're trashy people. We didn't even know. We are just trashy. And I agree, because I've got a lot of bags piled up outside. It's embarrassing. But what are we going to do? We don't really have a place to take anything, or we have to be patient in our trips. So we just have to be mindful of that. They do know, and they are trying very hard. So with debris management, the company called SDR, which is Southern Disaster Recovery, Philip Jennings is the debris management, and they are hiring locals. They have so far removed 75,000 cubic yards. So they are measuring everything and calculating everything to the oomph as they pick it up. Our recovery for Yancey County has been split into 2 areas. And so we have the north side of 19 and the south side of 19. And that is how they are split up, so that there are actually 2 teams revolving to get the trash debris. This is everything that is within 20 foot of the state right-of-way. They are calling this the right-of-way project. What they can pick up is vegetative and brush. They're currently collecting about 75% of that, or 75% of what they're collecting is this debris and brush, vegetative brush. And then they also have construction and demolition debris. So these are the homes that have to come down. Folks are taking them down, setting them on the side of the road. And then that's when they come and get there. They are making 3 sweeps of the county. That's it. 3 sweeps down the county. And then they will, I don't know what they're going to do beyond that. Right now right now they are 1 pass. Public roads are going to get 3 passes. Private roads, which they've not done private roads yet, are going to get 1 pass. So this is actually they're saying it's 25 feet off the center line of the road, is where they will pick up. Okay, so they are a week or 2 weeks from their first full pass of the county. They intend to do 3 passes throughout the entire county, 1 pass on private roads. 3 passes public roads, 1 pass private roads. The future project is going to be called Private Property Debris Removal. And then another future project will be called the Waterway Project. And they are working on a proposal for what will be allowed to be removed. So some of my friends have talked to foresters, and some foresters are saying that it's okay to leave some of the bigger trees that have fallen within our rivers and streams, that for future storms or for critter habitats, that these trees could be good. I'm not necessarily a fan of that. But we'll see. They are, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Bless me. Okay. They are working 7 days a week. 5 temporary debris sites around the county have been established. There's no public access allowed at these debris sites, okay? So if you need them to pick up your debris, then they have to pick it up on one of their passes. So of these debris sites, what SDR is picking up and managing, we as public citizens, community citizens, are not allowed on those sites at all. So you can't take your stuff there. We are only allowed to take our items to the landfill. And I will say that the ladies at the Yancey County landfill, they're amazing. They really have been. I've been there quite a few times, and they're amazing. So the Jennings guy, Philip Jennings, he did talk for a little bit. He said that, this is what they do. It's Southern Disaster Recovery. They've done this all over the country. And he also has never seen anything like it. It's groundbreaking and unprecedented what we are dealing with here. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Then Jeff, this is where I was excited. I was very proud of him. I was very proud of them. For everybody feels like, the county now has some magical box of money. There is no magical box of money. Our county has not received an insane influxion of money. We have no money. Okay, y'all need to understand. The county has not received any money except what I'm about to tell you about. Okay. Actually, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so far. They received $3,168,000. Okay, that's all they've gotten. They got that from the state as like an emergency infusion. Okay, because so far our county has spent. This is out of their own coffers. This is Yancey County money that was in their budget. That they their operating budget. They have spent $1,791,987.21. So far, this has been paid in total response, paid out of county coffers. Okay, so the state made a $3,168,000 infusion to assist. That is it. That is it. No FEMA money. Okay, and just a teeny tiny bit of state money. So far in debris removal, they have spent $574,638.34. That's just debris removal to SDR. Okay. So let me back up a little bit because I get real excited to tell people so that they understand our county is in very serious trouble, and they do not have a special magical vault of money. This is their operating money that they are having to pull from to deal with this disaster, because apparently FEMA works as a reimbursement program. So yeah, it's going to cost us $20 million to rebuild, probably more than that. But say if it's going to be $20 million, well, we have to spend the $20 million and get it reimbursed. That's why everything is a disaster. So when you say thank you to FEMA for doing this, you are totally misled and misinformed. That is not how this is happening. That is not what is happening. Okay. Let me back up. The county planner talked. His name is Chris Sigmund. This is a new position within Yancey County, and I'm very proud of him. I really like him. He is working very hard. We talked about him a little bit in my last video. 73% of the bridges that have applied for bridges have been fixed at least to a temporary level. So they are at least temporarily getting folks' bridges fixed. And so, one thing they're really working on is the speed in the recovery, the people, the processes, and the funding. These are very important things that they are trying to work out as a small county government. Everybody in our county has real jobs too. Like, we have certain people that work for the county, but our commissioners and folks like that, that's an elected position. They have a bona fide regular job as well that they also took, of course, time off. Jeff was out of his job for 3 months. Like myself, your savings runs low, you got to go back to work. So, just so y'all understand, when you're being hateful to these people, they have real lives too and real jobs. So please don't be hateful. Okay. So each project has to be funded by FEMA to get the funding. Okay. Each project, it has to be submitted to FEMA to get the funding. So what Chris is doing is he's going around, he's inspecting these different bridges, he's putting the application into FEMA to try to get that reimbursement so that we can get that bridge fixed. That's how that's working, okay? There are 318 reports of bridges out, and that's about 4 houses per bridge, all right? He was talking about the damming effect on the bridges. So as the rivers were coming, the debris would pile up against a bridge. It would burst. bridges laying in the water, it would go to the next one. It would burst again. It would go to the next one. That's how the waves were created that just decimated down the Tow River. That's what happened in Green Mountain. That's what happened in Relief. That's what happened in Poplar. They just kept backing up and bursting, backing up and bursting. And so when they rebuild these bridges, it is very important that it's done properly. Okay. So that's why it is taking longer on these bigger bridges, because these need to be bona fide engineered bridges. If not, we have another situation. It's going to happen all over again. So there has to be a necessary process to follow. It is slow, but it is effective. Okay. We did have a few bridges that were able to withstand. And so they are working so hard to get those bridges rebuilt, but they have to submit the request to get the reimbursement, to get the money and the reimbursement. I don't know if the state is going to pay it. It didn't really say that. Like, they apply, somebody has to pay for it, and then get reimbursed by FEMA. It's always a reimbursement by FEMA. There's no other way. 3,400 folks were affected by roads or bridges being out. Now, y'all know we only have about 19,000 people in this county, so that's a lot. That's a lot of our county folks that are affected. Priorities are based on the elderly, so folks that need to be able to get out. That is their priority, because they may have chemo treatments, they have doctor's appointments. So they're certainly taking into consideration our elderly population, which I'm so thankful for, to make sure they're getting their roads and things, fixed quickly. Cattail Creek, which is my favorite community in the world, has 57 bridges that are out. Okay, they suffered extraordinary damage back there. The beautiful small stream went to a raging river. When the ground liquefied, the landslides occurred, the ground became water. It decimated everything. It's so bad. There's going to be more horsepower from the state to handle these bridges, so that's very exciting. Right now, he said they met with someone with all of the counties, and they are asking for $45 million from the state for all the roads and bridges in North Carolina. $45 million will not touch Yancey County's roads and bridges. However, at least we can get some of it. So that's it. That's our answer. So they're asking for $45 million from the state. The state can get these bridges fixed. FEMA will reimburse the state. That will be great. Now, where I got ahead at, $3,168,000 is all the state has given Yancey County, period. Okay? They have not received FEMA money. They have only received $3,168,000 from the state. Of that, they have spent $1,791,987.27 in response, paid out of our local county coffers. Okay, so please stop thinking that our county has all this money or have received all of this, because they have not. I've been telling y'all, and now I can say it publicly because they said it publicly. The Army Corps of Engineers. So a lot of folks are thinking that the Army Corps of Engineers are here. They are not. They were here the first 3 months, and they put in culverts. We're very thankful for that. However, this is what happened. So the county had two options. They could choose the Army Corps of Engineers to get us rebuilt at no cost, or they could pick Southern Disaster Recovery to work and help us rebuild and clean up. Army Corps of Engineers, you have no say. They had no say. They had no processes. They basically weren't going to be allowed to deal with that at all. The Army Corps of Engineers would just come in and do exactly what they want to do with no input from locals, from county government, from anything. But they had already established a very great working relationship with Southern Disaster Relief. And they are committed to hiring our locals and utilizing locals to help rebuild us. I am a huge component. I think that is a fantastic idea. If everybody comes in here and fixes us for free and folks are not making any money to run their equipment, we're going to have serious problems. So, the Army Corps of Engineers is not here fixing anything. The county has selected Southern Disaster Relief to do that. Okay. Next. There is no grant money for small businesses. The county can only market for small businesses. So all of our small businesses here, there is no money to help them at all. The only thing the county can do and has been very proactive in is marketing for those small businesses to let folks know they are open and we still need patronage at our small businesses, which we very much do. Pretty please, if you can, shop locally, visit our local restaurants. It matters so much. Some of my favorite places to eat, I eat all the time at the Amberjack. I love eating at Garden Deli. I love eating at the Snapdragon. I love eating at Pigs and Grits. And I recently tried the golf course in Spruce Pine, and it was delicious. So please, please, please. Also, I'm sorry if I forgot anybody, but those are the ones that you're usually going to find me at. Those are my favorites. Those are my friends. The owners are my friends. These are all small businesses owned locally, Appalachian Java, all owned locally. Those are the folks we got to keep taking care of too. So please eat local. Okay, and shop local. We have some, y'all know I love the local lumber yard, the local jewelry store. There's so many small local businesses that are amazing, that care about us so much. So pretty please make sure to visit those before you go to Walmart or any of the other big firms. As you're buying furniture, please go see my friends at L&L Furniture in Spruce Pine. They are amazing, and they even gave our friends David and Trish from DT's, which DT's was it's destroyed, it's totally gone. And I'm frustrated for them because just to build back, just for the windows and doors on Lower Street, it's going to cost them $200,000 just for the windows and the doors. Anyway, go see my friends at L&L Furniture. They have been incredible community members, making sure to provide space to other businesses that needed them. I bought all my furniture from them. Before the storm, I got a beautiful set from them. I love them. They're amazing. They're local. They hire local, good quality furniture. So we have, as we always have, we have everything we need in Yancey and Mitchell County. We do. Y'all know that. So let's keep taking care of our local businesses as well, pretty please. They're much more inclined to be so thankful for your patronage. Okay. Now, Lynn Austin talked. I really like Lynn. She's very kind. She said our Yancey County website is yanceycountync.gov. And so let me tell y'all about this. You saw the Facebook post about the $4 million grant. Okay. Everybody thought maybe that had something to do with the storm. But in actuality, what happened is Precious Morgan at the county office had applied the county for a grant 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they applied for a grant for $900,000 to assist folks in low-income housing. Okay? That grant got approved right before the storm. And then right after the storm, those grant folks called and said, hey, do you need a little more money? And they were like, yes, pretty please, that would be great. They upped that grant from the $900,000 that the county had originally requested and wrote a grant for to $4 million. So when you see that post on socials, that $4 million is this very specific grant that was requested and written 2 years ago. This is not new. This took 2 years to get this grant through all the processes. And so now they can utilize that grant. That was Morgan West. She did that. She rocked that out. But the deadline is going to be February the 28th. So they have $4 million for low-income housing. The grant was approved before the storm. The deadline is February 28th. So low-income housing can apply for this, so this could be a way that they could build some houses back. Okay, that was just a blessing. That was just a God thing that Morgan had found, that had applied for that, and then they called and said, can we give you some more money? We think you might need it. And they were able to get that. So don't confuse that $4 million grant with the state or with FEMA. Our county applied for that for help. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Expedited rates, estimated debris with drones. Okay. So the company doing the debris removal, they're trying to collect the information they need by flying drones along the river. So a lot of y'all that have seen the drones flying over the river, that's what they are. But there is no funds to pull from. The county was very specific. There are no funds to pull from. They have already spent $1.7 million, and that came out of our local budget, and they're very hopeful that FEMA will reimburse that. Okay. $3 million from the state was just a front for what they had to pay out for debris. So the state of North Carolina fronted that money to Yancey County, so Yancey County would continue to be able to do something to pay for debris removal. Okay, so thank you, state. The Army Corps of Engineers was free, but there was also no say or no control. I'm assuming if they were behaving the way FEMA's been behaving, that our county probably made the right decision there, but I wasn't part of any of that, so I don't know. I'm just making an assumption. The wheels of the government move very, very slowly. And we all know that. We have seen it. We have lived it. That is why my mission has of course, since the storm, been totally outside of the realm and what my normal life is, because every day I kept thinking, okay, maybe I can go home after this week. Maybe we get home. People okay after this week. They're not okay. People are not okay. They're still not okay. I meet community members every day that are living in pure hell. So it's because the wheels of government move very slow. And the wheels of the state government are moving faster now with our new governor. So that is very exciting. I haven't got to meet him yet, but I'm very hopeful. I heard he was in Spruce Pine working on a project. I know all they got to do is come here and see, and they will not be able to stop thinking about us. So I know I'm very excited that he was here and that he is working on projects. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. I'm very excited about that. They have been pushing state and federal folks. I know they are pushing them hard. They are just pushing. But there's like I told y'all, red tapes, strings, carrots, all the things for the state and federal government. The Reconciliation House. Oh, this is a good update. So I've told you about the Reconciliation House. That is a local community nonprofit organization that has been here a very long time. They have always provided food and fuel and clothing and things to low-income families. They are wonderful. The county decided, since their relationship with them has always been good, that all of the county donation money would go straight to the Reconciliation House. It's been about $16 million. $16,000 is what had come in through donations. And so all of that went to the Reconciliation House. The Reconciliation House has been using that money to pay for fuel oil, propane, and firewood. So 3 heat sources. They have all the three heat sources. They will assist you, and I think power bills too. So if you are in need there, before you reach out to any of these con artists on Facebook, pretty please call the Reconciliation House, okay? This is a local, trustworthy organization that can make sure you have your utilities on, you have the heat sources you need, and you can also get the food sources you need. They are also committed. They reach out to me if it's something beyond their scope. They'll reach out to us at Rebuilding Hollers. We go back and forth trying to help each other, okay? So we are all committed to our community. All right. Also, they are getting... Everybody keeps saying, where'd that concert money go? I guess everybody remembers the concert. So Reconciliation House has been able to get food from Manna with the proceeds from the concert. So everybody's been asking, where'd all that money go? That concert money went to large established organizations. Those large established organizations are ciphering it out to the local organizations. Okay, so Manna Food Bank is standing beside Reconciliation House, and that is where they are getting their shipments of food directly for the community. Okay, they said that we need at least 20 million in Yancey County. We've got to have at least 20 million to get our infrastructure and roads back together. The floodplain has changed, and we have to get creeks back in their creek beds because these floods, it changed everything. The landscapes of my favorite place in the world are still completely unrecognizable. They're unrecognizable all over the county. So that is going to be some huge projects that are moving forward, is to get these creeks back in the creek banks, and deal with all the things that have been left behind. Hopefully new grants are to come in by the spring, summer, and fall from emergency management and from state level. So hopefully in a few more months, we will have some additional grants and funding to assist our county, because we don't have that right now. Please stop saying we have that. We don't. It's true. This is facts. Okay. Samaritan's Purse is now leasing Fred's for 3 to 4 years, and they will be supplying furniture and future needs that community members may have. So the county is very adamant that folks apply with Samaritan's Purse, and I have heard good stories about Samaritan's Purse wanting to be able to help people. Now, I understand they cannot help people at all levels. I did have someone tell me that if you are a felon, you don't qualify. But no one at Samaritan's Purse has been able to verify that for me. I would like them to, because although I've never been in real handcuffs, I have plenty of friends that have felonies from their past. And I think God loves everybody. And I will be very upset if that is in fact true, that if you have a past record, that Samaritan's Purse won't help you, because that's not very godly. That's my humble opinion, just my humble opinion. Okay. Also, I never could remember how it is, Men on a Mission, the Baptist Men Mission. They are also here and committed to helping getting projects done as well. So we have 2 large Christian organizations that are here and trying to help people get their homes back together, because the county doesn't have any money to do it. Okay, the county is out of money. The county's struggling to pay their bills. Y'all need to know that. I need to know that. We need to stop giving them a fit and stand beside them and behind them and help them fight the state and federal level, so that they will come and help us, because our local county is doing everything they can. I can assure you that. Christy Bryant spoke with emergency management. They have had 508 emergency calls. There was an ATV donated by Tim Sweeney, and there's no place anywhere in Yancey County that they will not come to get you. So even if an ATV can't get in it, they're ready to hike in. They're ready to walk in. So don't you worry. If you call Yancey County EMS, they're coming to get you. We have phenomenal folks on staff there. Some of my very best friends are on staff there. And they are determined to take care of their community members, because they love you just as much as I do. Probably more, because they deal with blood and guts and stuff. Do not ever come to me with blood, guts, and stuff. I don't deal with any of that. Okay. They had, let's see. Their response time is typically, they've updated their response time to 11 minutes and 55 seconds. That's pretty cool. So 12 minutes, you basically can't get anywhere in 12. I can't even get to town in 12 minutes from my house. It takes me 10 minutes just to get out of my road. So that's pretty exciting. They get to their community members. They have the stations and the things. And, I'm really proud of them. Also, don't forget, we have I still keep seeing people wanting to, especially these con camps are like, oh, we have emergency services. We have doctors and nurses. Do not go to those con camps, y'all. Do not do it. Do not have an emergency situation and go to one of these con camps that are set up through Yancey, Mitchell County. I think most are out of Yancey now, but there's definitely still some in Mitchell. We have a field hospital still in place at Burnsville Fire Department. Okay. I told y'all I had to go there like week 3 or 4 because I had a respiratory thing going on. They're awesome. These are doctors that are there on staff volunteering. They have the medicines, they have the treatments, they have all the things to take care of you. Do not have a medical emergency and post it on Facebook and go to one of these con camps. Don't do that. Please don't do that. We call 911. Okay, our services are here. They're for you. They've always been for you. Nobody knows our county better than our local EMS, our local firemen. So don't put your health at risk by some con camp that's going to then take your picture while you're having a medical emergency and post it all over social media. Okay, stay away from the con camps. They're just trying to raise money. They're not here to help us. Okay, next. We talked about Chris, the county planner. Okay, he's back on my list. So, how much of this did I talk about? Okay, this is a new one. So the new county planner, funding coming for bridge and driveway repair. So it's coming. Positive happy thoughts. It's coming. Timeline for roads and bridges. They're still working through that. Contractors with dump trucks on tracks have submitted bids for Cattail. That's the community I was telling y'all. 57 bridges are gone. I have so many amazing friends that live back there. They cannot drive their car to their house. One of my favorite friends that is almost at they're not even at the top. They're just further up in there. To get to their home, they can drive one road and then they have to crawl down into the river and go across ladders to get to their house, or they leave their car at the community center, take an ATV, drive up these through, no bridges. All the bridges are gone. Drive up, go through this insane landslide area, and then back around to their house. It is every level of crazy back there. And still they stay home. They're home. Blossman come and got them some propane, so they're warm. Their water's frozen currently because they have 800 feet? Maybe it was 300 feet of water lines because their spring, of course, imploded, or the ground imploded, and so their water lines are laying on top, and so their water is frozen, but they are home and they are warm. I'm excited about the contractor with dump trucks on tracks. I've not seen that before, and I think that that's exactly the type of equipment that will be needed to assist Cattail in their rebuild. I'm very thankful they have received a bid for them. The reimbursement for emergency work already done, so they have filed for reimbursement for stuff that they have already paid for, but it's just a waiting thing. It said you can submit for this. So if you had to, say one of my friends spent $10,000 because the river came up, flooded his entire shop, lost all of his equipment, he had to spend say $10,000-$20,000 to reestablish those bridges. He can go reapply. So if you spent the money, keep those receipts, get those receipts. Let's apply for that reimbursement. So individuals can also apply for reimbursement of money you have spent. Okay, you're going to find all this information on that Yancey County NC.gov website. That's what I was telling you about. All right. So right now, SDR at bridges, they are going 1,000 foot above the bridge. If they find more debris at 1,000 feet, they will continue going up the creek and up the river, and trying to get all that debris, because they know that if another huge rainstorm comes, that debris is going to pile up at the bridges. We're going to be in the same show again. So they really are working hard to get all the debris 1,000 foot beyond the bridge recovered. They are also working to get 500 foot below the bridge. So below the bridge is also being collected. There's something going to be called the EWP. That's the Emergency Waterway Project. The deadline for that will be February 28th. You have to have a sponsor. And in this particular one, the county is your sponsor. So this is what Chris has been working on for the bridges, the Emergency Waterway Project. Check the website on that one. I didn't get a ton of notes on that one, just the EWP. And then there's also another one called STRAP, that is North Carolina Soil and Water Conservation. And then something else about the Blue Ridge at $15 million. This is going to be hopeful reimbursements from Blue Ridge, 1,000 foot of shoreline. Oh, no, I remember what this one is. Okay, so there is an organization called Blue Ridge, something else. I missed that word because I got too excited about what he was saying. They have $15 million for farmers. If you have a farm with 1,000 feet of shoreline or a small 15 foot or less stream where cattle access it, they will help you. Okay, that's Blue Ridge. They have $15 million. You have to have 1,000 foot of shoreline or a small stream 15 feet wide or less where cattle access it. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. Also, Yancey County, NC.gov. This is where you're going to find these. Okay. Then we had Tyler Shelton. Y'all know he's one of my favorites. I really like hearing him talk. I've been very pleased with him and his crews. He is with NCDOT Road Maintenance for Madison and Yancey County. There were 600 center lane roads that were damaged or destroyed. He's been dealing with the landslides above the road and below the road because like on my road, the asphalt was just there hanging. There was no road, there was no dirt under it. So there was, for quite some time, and many roads are still in this situation. You just got to be very careful driving around up here because we've had landslides above the road and below the road that have taken the road out. So they're working on that. Some roads, of course, as we know, have been completely gone. Access to all communities that touch state-maintained roads have been restored. So that's very exciting. 1/3 of all bridges in our county need repair, some minor to full-blown replacement. There currently are 15 temporary repairs. This is all from the state. Permanent repairs are to be done. One of the big ones is 19W at Piney Hill to Huntdale. Of course, the DOT's office got destroyed, so they are now working out of a trailer. He jokes about that because, him and his team was there when the flood happened. If they hadn't have fled when they did, of course, they could have also been in serious trouble. The state DOT is running 70 trucks. They are hourly wage paid. The Southern Disaster Relief is running 80 trucks. And they are communicating, and I'm very proud of them because they schedule them on opposite sides of the county so as to not overrun one section in dump trucks. So you've got 70 DOT trucks running, you've got 80 SDR trucks running, and they're putting them in different places in the county so that one section is just not completely overwhelmed. So I'm really proud of them doing that. Okay, almost done. David at the county extension office. He's at the FSA at Extension Office every Tuesday and has funding to help farmers get everything back together. These are the ones I was telling you about the other day that are going to be doing the drone seeding program with clover. That sounds very exciting. He's been getting folks hay, fencing, things like that. So we want to keep utilizing those resources there. That is David Davis at the County Extension Office. Okay, one more update. This one. Here you go. You want to know the facts. FEMA's always going to be there, and they're always going to talk to us. Now, before I get off on this tangent, I would like to say that we have a new FEMA interim director. I'm super excited to meet him. He was a former Navy SEAL, and after he retired being a Navy SEAL, he opened up a foundation for government transparency, right? So he's going to come in there and he's going to shake things up. And I'm super excited about it because FEMA has been a complete and utter failure here in this disaster completely. And that is my humble opinion. And I will keep saying it until it's not my opinion anymore, but that is my opinion. I'm super excited about the new guy coming. I know he's going to help us. I know it's going to work. He's going to fix this. But until it's done, this is where they're at. The FEMA guy that spoke, Mark Hamblin, was so excited to tell us that all of the heroes were there tonight, 35 of them in blue shirts, and they represent the different things that they do. And then this is what he said. 500 families have been helped in road and bridge reimbursement for a total of $1.3 million. So that means 500 families in Yancey County have received $1.3 million for their bridges and roads. Okay, anybody quick on math? Let me just break that down for you. 500 families, $1.3 million is $2,600 a piece. That would be $2,600 per family. Is that will that even pay for the gravel? That's a joke. But they were very proud of that number, but I'm laughing at them because that's embarrassing, okay? We do have 500 families, $1.3 million. Okay, $2,600. Why don't you just say that? Okay, next. They were very excited to tell us that they have spent $18.4 million to homeowners in Yancey County. $18.4 million has come to Yancey County by way of FEMA to our community members. However, the meeting I was in just the other day, he reiterated that they've had 6,170 applicants. So let's run the numbers on that. 18.4 million divided by 6,170 applicants. Guess how much money that is per family in Yancey County? $2,982. FEMA, don't talk to me about this mess, okay? You think you can use these big numbers and drop it on us because we're some kind of dummies, but we're not dumb. You suck, and you're not helping our community. $2,600 in bridge and roads each? $2,900 each, and that's just for applicants. So if they gave 18, here's what's crazy. That's not the reality is they give out 18.4 million. Some people receive big checks. Most people receive 0 checks. But if it was averaged out, 18.4 million divided by the number of applicants, which is 6,170, that's still only $2,900 a piece. So don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. 116 households are getting rental support. That means they're putting them up in hotels, and they have extended that until March of 2025. They have gotten 5 families into direct housing, and they're working to help 20 families get new FEMA trailers. So that is the update. That is the reality here in Yancey County. FEMA is still a joke. I was very excited to go to that meeting because the new director had been announced like the day or two before. So I was hoping there would already be a change. There is not a change at this point. I know it is coming. I feel very confident about it. I have been researching this new interim FEMA director, and I am super excited for his arrival and for his assistance so that we can get some serious help here in Yancey and Mitchell County, because it is 1,000 times worse than I can even describe to you. We are in a very bad situation. My neighbors are in a very bad situation. My community is in a very bad situation. We have problems here. We have very serious problems here. Our water sources, our wells, our springs are all in a bad situation. Folks are getting sick from bacteria and diseases and I don't know where this came from, but let's talk about it. So many of my community members have come to me. First, let me back up. First, God sent these really awesome filtration systems. I've showed them to you. So they have these huge particle things that will, the water comes through. So like you put it in after your pressure tank. The particle remover will get, rid of your sediment, debris, things like that that's in your water. And then it's going to run through a UV filter. That's going to zap it and kill the bacteria and things like that. God sent me a bunch of those, I think 40 or so. So we've been handing those out. And everybody that has come to get one, they tell me their story. They tell me what's going on with their well. They tell me what's going on with their spring. They tell me about they just got out of the ER, and the doctors called the health department in our county and said, you need to go figure out what's going on with this water, because they've got this, and this, and we've never even heard of this before. This is something coming from their water. So we are at a very, very, very serious situation here. Still very serious situation. I still encourage everyone, pretty please, do not depend on the government to come and help you, because they have proven to us no response is a response. FEMA is a joke. They like to drop big numbers on us and tell us they're doing all these things. But the reality is, it is a reimbursement program, if that at all. Okay? That's it. That's what they are. They are a reimbursement program, and maybe you'll get reimbursed. But we still want to try, and we still want to apply to be reimbursed. I'm sorry I get a little jacked up about it, but it's 4 months. We're 4 months in. We're 120 days in, and we just have a total crap show going on. So I wanted to break that meeting down for you. I don't know how long I've been on here. Hopefully not too long, but I need y'all to know what the reality is, because when FEMA gets online and drops these big numbers, it sounds like they're doing all this stuff. They are not. Okay, they are not. They are not. So pretty please, let's get factual information and verify what is in fact going on. Also, a couple things I want to tell you, because I posted this earlier. There are gravel quarries that have cut off the state of North Carolina. At least 2. One is owed $4 million. One is owed $10 million in gravel. The state has not paid it. Okay. There's also local contractors here that have been rebuilding roads and doing serious stuff. They have also not been paid. That is a fact. So there's a lot of serious stuff going on. We are hoping with the change in the presidency and our local governor and now the new FEMA interim director that we are going to see some serious changes and start to receive the serious help that we need. We have to have it. Our community has to have it. But as of right now, today, no change. Okay? We're in a serious situation. The state's not paying its bills. I don't know why. Is FEMA holding money from them, or is it our congressional members that are not allowing? Apparently, there is money they can tap into, but they don't want to. So it's really bad. It's really bad, and I can't fight all the battles. My commitment is to my community. We're in our new location. We're building our new yard to get big loads of material in. God has been sending material. Our community members need it. I'm committed to getting it to them to get their homes rebuilt. And so we are all doing everything we can to take care and help our community in any way we can. But I mean, I'm still just a local realtor. I don't have money. I mean, other than we've been selling t-shirts and hoodies. That's been amazing. Please, please, please keep buying t-shirts and hoodies, because that's going to help me significantly to keep doing what we're doing. But other than that, we are in just about as shape as we were. Well, I can't say the night of the storm, because significant progress has been made. Most everybody has power now. Not everybody, but most. Most roads are passable at some point. Not all, but most. And most bridges, folks can still get in and out. So significant things have happened, and I'm thankful for that. But there's still significant shortfalls, and I'm really proud. I want y'all to know, and I'm always going to tell you this, I'm very proud of our local community. I'm very proud of our county government. They're doing everything they can in a really bad situation with like I said, I mean, we are a huge county. We in Yancey County have the worst destruction of the entire storm, and our state has sent $3 million, and that is it. So they are doing the best they can with their hands tied at every single level. So when y'all say, Steph, why don't you run for politics? This is why. Because I would rather fight them standing right here, being able to say anything I want to say, which is the truth, versus getting tied up in red tape. So that, anyway, that's how I am. So I think that's it, y'all. I think I've told you all the things. We went through the meeting. It was a really good meeting. Please show up. Please come to a meeting. These guys are working so hard. They're working so hard for you, for your neighbors, for our community. They're doing everything they know to do in a really, really bad situation, being pulled every direction. And then, of course, y'all know we have these con camps in Yancey Mitchell County. Please stop with them. Don't respond to people online. Okay, because there's so much scamming and conning happening online. Do not feel like you have to go post online, my grandma needs a doctor, and my grandma's not feeling good. Why don't you call 911? Call 911. They're here. They can get to you. We have a field hospital in Burnsville. If you don't want to call 911, take her to the field hospital. But do not take them to these con camps that have set up in the middle of a field that are here grifting. What grifting means is they are here taking all these pictures, showing you all these things that they are doing on social media, okay? Because they are trying to fundraise money for themselves, okay? That's all that is. It's a marketing scheme. And there are huge companies set up to do marketing schemes. I didn't know about any of this until the storm, but now I know, and I'm going to tell the whole world for a long time about these marketing people that come in here to steal money from a community that desperately needs it. They are in big trouble with me. So, all right, y'all. Positive, happy thoughts that we are going to have some serious changes here with President Donald Trump, with our new FEMA director, and with our new governor. I'm so hopeful that something will change. So, thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so very much for loving my community. I hope y'all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you later.